Hello, so this is going to be a quick update on my ambient occlusion on the floor and the ceiling, which I did yesterday. I finished kind of late, so I didn't do a video on it. And then what's the plans for the future with that game? What's the time frame where things are going to get done? So let's go right into it. So as you can see here at the bottom, there's a little ambient. Same thing on the column here. So before talking about this, let's talk what I tried. Uh, First of all, the floor here, as you can see, the triangulation is pretty messy everywhere. And I tried to split that in four. So each triangles, I split them in four. And I tried to use that to create the ambient. And create it on the edges. Darker on the edges and lighter in the middle, and connect to the stairs. And I was having problem when dynamic stuff move, like stairs moving up or this one here coming down. It was pretty hard. I didn't achieve anything in a day of work with that, and I knew already that the other solution will work perfectly, and I don't know why I didn't do that. I guess I just didn't like the idea of rendering the floor. So that's basically what I'm doing now. Is there's a big texture about 1248 by 1248, and I'm rendering to it. So it's a render target. I'm rendering from top down all the floor height and the ceiling height on two channel, red and green, and I use that information after that when rendering the actual floor. I smooth those pixels and it just gives that. And I can do comparison if the floor beside it is higher or not, and I can just do it perfectly. And everything just works as it's intended to work. And that solution works a lot better. So there's little imprecision problem. So as you probably notice, those little square and lines, because I use red and green channel and they're like 256 bytes, I end up with imprecision issues. I will maybe try to switch to 16 bits red and blue texture format with only red and blue, so I can have more data per channel. So I will probably end up trying this in the future, but right now I'm really happy with the result, because with textures, again, you don't see that. I played the whole game and it just looks perfect. You know what, I might not even fix that. Who cares, see? No problem at all. Right, how we kill all monsters. Let's see that in action in a little bit. Also, it's on the water. It's hard to see like that, but it's on everything except the sky, obviously. Let's see that here in action. So you can see the line of the ambient at the bottom. And when the wall will lower, as it gets closer to the floor, the ambient will get lighter and lighter. See, and then it connects perfectly. So it's the same thing with doors. Let's go see a door. So the solution just works well for everything, ceiling and there can be in Doom any sectors overlapping other sectors. I know some games like Duke Nukem 3D allowed this. I haven't seen that in any maps in Dooms or Heretic or whatnot. I haven't actually tried to do that in the map editor, but I think it's not possible. Collision might not work anyway. So it's not an issue, so that solution works perfectly for this type of game. And you can see it's awesome. The door looks great. The top, you see it's darker, and let's see it without textures. When I open the door, it goes away. It will do the same thing when it closes. It just looks great. I mean, add some shaders here and there, and that game looks gorgeous for like a game of that time. And that's what I'm going to do eventually. So a little bit more about the plans later. So what I'm going to do next, sorry, big sound. Well, actually, I lowered the volume before that video. I recorded that video 3 times. The first time I forgot my microphone on mute. The second time, the sound in the game was too loud and there was that wind going on and my voice was just being muted. So anyway, so my plans now is going to go to finish the actual game. So the AI for the monsters remaining, all the weapons, their secondary effect, all the abilities. So there's a little black square in your inventory at the bottom here. This is your inventory, so you can cycle between health potions or spell book to make your weapons more powerful, and you can also fly. There's an ability to fly in this game. So I'm going to try to finish all this. Those kind of things are not big, they're not that hard. Most of it is there, just commented out. So I think I'm going to have all monsters' abilities and levels working by probably end of next week. So this weekend my parents are in town, I'm not going to code at all. But end of next week I think I'm going to have the game fully working. After that I'm going to optimize by batching stuff. So this is not going to take too long. It's pretty common stuff to do. So basically all the walls that are static and stuff, just going to create one vertex buffer for all this and throw that into memory. And because right now I'm in debug and I'm at 30 FPS. Well, the game is locked at 35 FPS. Fraps here lock it at 30 FPS, but there's no slowdown at all. So I'm not too worried about this anyway. But you know, before putting the executable on my website, I want to optimize. After that, I'm going to put the executable on the website, so because the game will be playable, so that will be good to have it out there. Then after that, I'm going to have bigger plans. So what I'm going to have kind of an edit view option where I can go in the map and right click stuff and add lights. And I'm also going to redo the rendering with a different rendering engine, which I did a couple of times. You can see some of my videos about this. I'm going to do a skylight with dynamic shadows. Monsters can cast shadow too and stuff like that. Transform the torches into dynamic lights. Remove all those flickering sectors because they are there for simulating the candles, like this one here. So I'm going to do it individually by lights instead, and they're going to cast shadows, and it's just going to be awesome. So that's my bigger plans, and all the things I'm going to add in levels like that, they're going to be saved into a separate files, and when the level loads, it's going to load those files. If the file is not present, well, it's going to load the default like you see right now. So I'm not going to modify the original map at all, just add effects to it. Yeah, so that's pretty much the plans in long term. Short term, finishing the game. The ambient was just a little GIF on the top here, a little fun adventure. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching.